So let's take a look at number 1. When subtracting, what is the first thing I should do? Awesome. We want to distribute the negative to everything behind it. So it becomes negative 4x to the third power, negative 12x squared. And if it's already negative, what does it turn into? Positive 3. So we just change the sign of everything behind it. Then we can combine like terms. So I have 8x cubed minus 4x cubed. What would that be? 4x cubed. And then 7x squared minus 12x squared. Negative 5x squared. And then 2 plus 3 plus 5. So that would be our answer. All right, what if I'm adding? What would I do? What should I do first? You don't really need to distribute the plus sign. We just get rid of our parentheses and combine like terms. So we don't really need the parentheses. We're just going to combine our like terms. What's negative 2x to the fourth power plus 8x to the fourth power? 6x to the fourth power. What about 3x cubed minus 10x cubed? Negative 7x cubed. And 4 minus 1 plus 3. Any questions there? Let's look at number 3. What should I do first for number 3? Here, when we're subtracting, we got to distribute the minus. So it becomes negative 3x to the 6th power minus 4x to the 5th power and minus 6. So let's combine our like terms. What's 6x to the 6th power minus 3x to the 6th power? 3x to the 6th power. Then 8x to the 5th power minus 4x to the 5th power. 4x to the 5th power. And 2 minus 6, negative 4. Any questions here? Let's look at number 4. So a couple different things we can do for 4. What do you think I should do first? Let's distribute the negative. So that minus, that negative gets distributed to everything behind it in the parentheses that it's touching. So I have negative 8x minus 3. What can we do next? Combine like terms. So I'm going to start with my x squareds. What's 3x squared plus 8x squared? 11x squared. Then let's move on to the x's. I have 2x plus 4x minus 8x. So let's add 2x plus 4x. What would that be? 6x. Then 6x minus 8x. Negative 2x. Perfect. If you're adding 3 things at a time, if you need to write it down, to write down what you're doing in each step, write it down. Just make sure you are careful with it. What's 7 plus 5 minus 3? So let's start. 7 plus 5 would be 12. And then 12 minus 3, 9. So plus 9. So that would be our answer. Let's look at the next one. Right, so we're combining like terms. What's 10x to the 7th power plus 2x to the 7th power? 12x to the 7th power. And then negative 8x to the 5th power minus 8x to the 5th power. Negative 16x to the 5th power. And then 2x minus 3x. Negative x, perfect. Be like negative 1x, but we don't write the 1 in front of it. Maybe. All right, let's take a look at number 6. So find the product means that we are multiplying. How do I multiply 2 binomials together? FOIL. So we start by multiplying the first. What's m times m? m squared. Then the outer, what's m times negative 3? Negative 3m. Then the inner, what's negative 5 times m? Negative 5m. And then the last would be negative 5 times negative 3. Positive 15, because a negative times a negative would make a positive. Be careful with your signs here. What's the last step? Combine like terms. So we're going to start with m squared. What's negative 3m minus 5m? Negative 8m, and then plus 15. All right, let's look at 7. Again, we have a binomial times a binomial. So what do we do to multiply? FOIL. So start by multiplying our first. What's 5a times 7a? 35a squared. Then the outer, what's 5a times 4? 20a. Then the inner, what's negative 2 times 7a? Negative 14a. And then the last, what is negative 2 times 4? Negative 8. Andrew, what would I do next?
You can combine the a's, so it'd be 35a squared plus 6a minus 8.
Awesome. We combine our like terms and then just rewrite it in standard form. What would we do to multiply 8? FOIL. So we start by multiplying our first. What is 3x to the third power times x squared? Three x to the fifth power, perfect. You add the exponents together. Then the outsides, what's 3x to the third power times 5? 15x to the third power. Then the insides, what's 3 times x squared? 3x squared. And then the last, plus 15. What would I do next? That's it. We don't have any like terms, so that would be our answer. All right, 9. What's special about 9? Yeah, what's special about it? When we have the same numbers, but one's a plus and one's a minus, they don't cancel. We can use our shortcut. Our shortcut for this one is a squared minus b squared, where our first term is our a and the second one is the b. So these are what we call conjugates. This is our conjugate shortcut. Conjugates are when you have a plus and a minus. When they're the same numbers, but one has a plus and one has a minus. So our shortcut, we take the first term and square it. So 8y squared minus the second term squared. What's 8y squared? 64y to the second power. Perfect. Minus, what's 2 squared? 4. So that would be our answer. So if we forgot our shortcut, what could we do here? FOIL. The directions will be the same here. It'll just say like find the product. So whatever you need to do to find the product, if you want to FOIL everything out, go for it. All right, what's special about number 10? They're the same but different signs, so we can use our conjugate shortcut again. So that's a squared minus b squared. What's our a? 6p squared. And what's our b? 2p. So we would have 6p squared squared minus 2p squared. Well, what's 6p squared squared? 36p to the fourth power. Awesome. The 6 gets squared and the p gets squared. Minus, what's 2p squared? 4p to the Second power, perfect. Because the squared gets distributed to the 2 and the p. So this would be our answer. If we forgot that we had our conjugate shortcut here, how else could we solve this out? FOIL. Any questions? Let's look at 11. So for 11, we have a shortcut 2. Our shortcut is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. The first term is our a, and the second one is our b. So we start with 4x squared squared minus 2 times 4x squared times 3 plus 3 squared. What's 4x squared squared? 16x to the 4th power, perfect, because we distribute the squared, minus, what's 2 times 4x squared? 8x squared, and 8x squared times 3? 24x squared, awesome. And then plus, what's 3 squared? 9. So that would be our answer. If we forgot our shortcut here, how could we would write it twice and FOIL it out. So if we had 4x squared minus 3 squared, the squared means that there's 2 of them. So we write out the same exact thing. 4x squared minus 3 times 4x squared minus 3, then we would FOIL it out. So if you forget your shortcut, write it twice and FOIL it out. Let's FOIL it just for fun. What's 4x squared times 4x squared? 16x to the 4th power. Then the outer would be 4x squared times negative 3. Negative 12x squared. The inner would be negative 3 times 4x squared. Negative 12x squared, and negative 3 times negative 3? Positive 9. And then when we combine our like terms, so we start with 16x to the 4th power, what would come next? Negative 24x squared plus 9. Did we get the same answer?
For 24x squared, I got 24x to the 4th.
All right, so just remember, you can always FOIL. It's almost the same amount of steps anyways, so this isn't really a shortcut. Do whatever you're comfortable with. If you really like doing the shortcut, do it. If you're confident in that, do the shortcut. But if you're not confident, then just write it twice and FOIL it out. Lastly, let's look at 12. We're going to do our shortcut here just to practice it. So when it's a plus in the middle, our formula is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. What's our a? 2x. And what's our b? 7. So let's plug it in. We have 2x squared plus 2 times 2x times 7 plus 7 squared. What is 2x squared? Perfect. We distribute the squared, so it becomes 4x squared plus, in the middle here, what's 2 times 2x? 4x, and 4x times 7? 28x. And then plus, what's 7 squared? 49. If we forgot our shortcut here, what could we do? Write it twice and FOIL it out. So you would just get rid of the squared and write the same exact thing and FOIL it.